a sense of spiritual realities. And so now we are now in that phase where we have to look for cyborgs as the new way for us to access that reality instead of using the melanin. But everything he's doing now is doing his best to suppress melanin, to destroy melanin by all of the stuff he's spraying in the skies, the stuff that he's doing to the food to manipulate DNA chain in food so that when you eat the food, the DNA chain in the food teaches your DNA to go dysfunctional. That's how he is going to suppress consciousness to the best of his ability. But of course, that's not going to work either. That's just a delaying tactic. There is an inevitability that consciousness, cosmic consciousness, will not be denied. And all of this planet, the entire planet is going to raise itself in consciousness. Some of it is going to be very traumatic because the battle is going to be for the very soul of humanity. And I'm talking about just the soul like the Christians talk about. I'm talking about the DNA imprint. That's what connects with your soul. The soul essentially organizes the DNA in order for you to now participate and then keep a log on the soul of your experiences. So the DNA is the next connection to your soul. The nerves go right into your soul. There are places where you can actually take an electron microscope and then study the nerves all the way at the deeper tissue network, and then they just seem to disappear into nowhere. Well, wherever those nerves disappear, that's where the soul begins.
Isn't that something? Wow. That is just, and I'm glad that you mentioned melanin because there's also neuromelanin. And, different things that are associated with melanin. And people don't realize the big part that melanin actually plays, that it actually plays. And so I'm glad that you mentioned that. And, I just think it's very profound that we have this, and we have to actually utilize the melanin in our brains.
Well, the eumelanin is what we're speaking about, and the neuromelanin, of course, is what they call, is the area in the brain called the substantia nigra, and this was called the cave of Brahma, and it is completely black. One of my closest and dearest friends is a professor of hematology at Medgar Evers College in New York. Her name is Dr. Ann Brown, and she wrote a beautiful book on melanin, and she speaks about the substantia nigra, and, in her technical terms, but I, of course, put it into the metaphysical, and that's the area called the cave of Brahma. It's the area that has what is known as the crystalline dew, the part that bathes the other crystal, which is the pineal. And it has been shown by the yogis that once the pineal begins to awaken, what we teach in our university is as the pineal is awakened, because it too has to be crystallized, but a different type of crystallization, what happens is it begins to actually rotate. It actually rotates as if it's like a satellite, what do you call those satellite dishes that rotate to connect to the satellite? Well, it's the same thing. The pineal rotates once it becomes active, and as it becomes active, it actually has a rainbow that appears over it. This is in your brain. And there is a rainbow that appears over it, and that is the Ark of the Covenant, the real Ark of the Covenant.
Isn't that something? Mm-hmm. I mean, just very, very interesting. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Dr. Valentine. Mm-hmm. And what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a little break, if you don't mind, or maybe about a 3-minute or so break. And therefore, if you want to grab some water or something, that you can. And as I'm doing that, I will also be screening calls because I have callers standing by. And let me go ahead and give out the number once again, 917-388-4620, okay? That is the call-in number. If you want to call and ask a brief question to Dr. Valentine or perhaps, make a comment, you're more than welcome to do so. So, Dr. Valentine, I'm going to give you a little break, maybe about 3 minutes or so, and then I'll come right back and we will continue the program, okay?
Sounds great.
All right, and then during the midst of that break, I will go into a song that I will perhaps not play the full song, but one of my songs, it's called Harriet, and I wrote and sung this song, and it's dedicated to the ancestor, Harriet Tubman. And I'll be right back.
Walking in a tunnel, trying to make it to the other side. I imagine you told him, you gotta be quiet, you gotta follow me, and everything will be alright. I imagine the bloodhounds were behind you, trying to hunt you down. But as a warrior queen, you chose another route, a route where you couldn't be found. You have to set our people free, an event that went down in history. Oh, Harriet, if you only knew how much I admire you. I do. Yeah. Oh, Harriet. Oh, Harriet. I salute you. I salute you. Oh, Harriet. Oh, Harriet. I salute you. I salute you. Harriet, you move me. I know that you move me. You move me. You know you move me. And right now I wanna pour libation. I'm talking about Harriet Tubman. I'm talking about Harriet Tubman. Talk to me. I'm gonna talk that talk and walk through me. I'm gonna walk that walk.
Okay, just wanted to play a little of that song while we were all holding, because, of course, we definitely do need to honor our ancestors. And that was my song that I wrote and sung, titled Harriet. All right, so let me get Dr. Valentine back on the line, and then we will get ready for callers. Are you with me, Dr. Valentine?
Yes, and my wife and I thoroughly enjoyed that. It was a very beautiful song. You have a beautiful voice, sister.
Well, thank you so much, and I will be contacting you. I'll send you an email because I would like to send you and your wife my brand new CD coming out in March, and it's called The Reawakening 2012. So I want to send you all a free copy, okay?
Oh, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's go ahead and open the mic to our first caller, and they have a question or a comment for Dr. Valentine, and that is going to be Brother Mwalamu. So let me make sure that he's on. Are you with me, brother?
Conscious Black. Greetings, Brother. No.
Greetings, Anthony.
I think we have a lot of Yeah, you are breaking up, a lot of feedback.
How's that? Is that better?